Welcome fellow freaks, geeks, and nostalgic 90s nerds to my channel, Slime and Slashers, where, yep, we talk about everything from Nickelodeon slime to horror movie slashers, but lots of stuff in between too. Today is something different. You guys have been used to me talking about either, movies, TV, horror books lately, because I've been collecting a lot of those, but today's video, I'm going to show you something else that I've been collecting for many, many years, dating back to when I started college, and that is magnets. I love magnets.
Yeah, bitch! Magnets! Oh!
I have them everywhere. You can see them literally on my fridge. I've got two big boards that are really meant to be the backings of ovens that I bought from like Home Depot that I put a lot of magnets on. Then I've got a couple other boards that I got from Hobby Lobby. Then I have a second fridge with more magnets. I even have magnets on my flippin' book cart. So I've got magnets everywhere is the point. I'm a big, big fan. I even take little pin back buttons and I take the backs off and the pins off and I make them into magnets. I also make stickers into magnets sometimes. So I did a few videos showing some of my collection almost a year and a half ago, maybe longer ago. But I'm going to update and re-show those panels in a different video. This video, I'm going to show you one of my biggest panels. It's one of the oven back panels that is hanging in my living room. I think you guys are going to like it because it has 90s. It's got tons of Nickelodeon magnets on it. It's got flippin' magnets from places I visited all across the country and even out of the country, and more importantly, it's got some horror magnets too. The one I'm showing you today has a little bit of horror, but not too much, but in future ones you'll see lots of horror represented. But this one has a few nice little horror tidbits, so look out for that. Plus there's movie and TV represented from all kinds of different eras. So hope you enjoy. Right after this short intro, we'll get right into the tour. Welcome back, guys. This is one side of my magnet collection. You saw the B-roll of the other side. I'm going to do a little transition and then we'll take a look at this upper panel here. All right, starting at the top. Now these buttons that I made into magnets, unfortunately, I don't know what's with them, but they are kind of browning a little bit. And it's this certain, I got 100 of these from an Etsy shop, and these are the only ones that are doing this. None of the other magnets on here are browning like this, or rusting, or whatever. But anyway, you could see Hey Arnold, you could see Doug and Pork Chop, of course, he's dressed as Quail Man there. We've got Animaniacs, we've got Spider-Man, we've got a cool Tabasco, the hot sauce. We've got a little logo there on a barrel because they actually store the hot sauce in barrels. I actually visited there where they make it. Here is a double facepalm Star Trek TNG magnet. I love Star Trek TNG, especially as you could see there, the bald guy. That's Picard, my favorite captain. Here we have the Beatles, which is one of my favorite bands and has been one of my favorite bands since I was like 6 years old. Here is a Wrigley Field Cubs magnet that I really love. Every time I travel somewhere, I get magnets, and so when I visited Wrigley Field, I got it. And since Bill Murray loves the Cubs, I said, hey, why not? I like the Cubs too then, I guess. I'm not really big into sports, except for hockey. And here we've got a hockey magnet from the Hockey Hall of Fame. I did not visit there, I was gifted that. This is of course, Walter White Breaking Bad magnet. Say my name. Heisenberg, you're goddamn right. Anyway, I love that show. I've seen it like a zillion times. Sorry about the lighting. It's really hard. I'm on like a step stool right now. This is a magnet I got in Las Vegas here. Pretty cool. Stars, black and white, and gray. Here is a magnet. I was gifted this one, but I have been to Wisconsin, but this one was a gift, and it's Wisconsin cow tipping. Like I said, I like to collect magnets from places I visit. Here we've got Wolverine. Again, it's rusting. I'm so bummed about that. These were so cool when they were new. Here is another Breaking Bad magnet. I said Cheetos, not Fritos. It's something that Jesse says at a point. Here we've got some Seinfeld representation. We've got a yada 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 from Seinfeld, and you can see the little Seinfeld logo here in the lower corner. More Beatles. This is from one of their album covers. Then, from my wrestling days, we've got a Lego figure, little artwork of Macho Man Randy Savage. And then we've got a Better Call Saul button, which is also rusting, unfortunately, but I love Better Call Saul as well as Breaking Bad. So then we've got a really old, this is super old, and as you can see, the magnets aren't glued on. Literally, you just take the back off of the pin button, basically where the pin would be, and then you stick a magnet right on it, and that's how I adhere a lot of these onto the thing. So this is a Goonies awesome button magnet. Goonies never say die. Love the movie The Goonies. Here we've got more Breaking Bad because it is one of my favorite shows of all time. Walter and Jesse. Such a turbulent relationship. Here we have a magnet from the Audubon Aquarium, which is of course in Louisiana, and in New Orleans where I am from and live. And here is a magnet that's one of my favorites on the whole board. It is a Support Halloween ribbon magnet. It's got a pumpkin, it's got bats, it's orange and black, it's the best. And surrounding it, I've got very thematic things. I've got 2 things from Are You for the Dark? Let's take a look here, so the glare is not in the way. Pretty cool, huh? And then if we go up a little bit, you can see the Are You for the Dark logo. And of course, right next to it, I had my other favorite 90s show, Goosebumps. It also kind of represents the books too in a way, but this is really from the show back in the day. But yeah, I had to have those right across from each other, do a dual type of thing. And then we've got Bob Ross, and you know, it's kind of like a requirement. I worked at PBS, and if you worked at PBS, you kind of gotta like Bob Ross and flippin' Mr. Rogers. So yeah, he totally makes me feel zen when I watch him paint. I truly do enjoy watching him. It's like a miracle just watching it unfold on the canvas, what he creates out of nothing. It's amazing. It blows my mind. And here we have a magnet that my mom and dad actually got me from Austin, Texas. It's randomly got Pee Wee Herman on it. I don't know why. Honestly, it really doesn't make sense. And it's nothing to do with Austin. But anyway, I love it, and they know I love Pee Wee, so they brought it back for me. But I have been to Austin, so it represents a place I've actually been as well. Here is a postcard. I love sharks. This is actually a postcard my dad mailed me when he was in Florida working, and I don't even know what year this is from, the early 2000s. But anyway, I made it into a magnet. As you can see, I put little adhesive magnet strips on it. And I just loved the shark teeth and the different kinds of sharks represented here. Then we've got Imagine, and that's of course for John Lennon's Imagine, because I like the Beatles and John Lennon. I've got a whole bunch of word magnets, but that one's really cool. All right, we've got the Enterprise 1701D. Of course, that's the Enterprise of Star Trek The Next Generation. That's my favorite iteration of Star Trek, so that's what's represented here. We've got Power Rangers, and if you guys didn't know, I know you know I like horror, I know you know I like Halloween, I know you know I like Nickelodeon, and 90s Nickelodeon specifically, but I don't know if you guys actually know how much I liked growing up Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Only Mighty Morphin. I didn't really like the other kinds of Power Rangers, but anyway, there's a really cool, colorful, very 90s magnet of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And then we've got more Breaking Bad here. Sorry for the lighting. Everything we own is purple. That's Hank says that to Marie, and apply yourself, that Walter says to Jesse. And we've got more Star Trek right here. It's a cast and crew photo. We can see everybody there. Here's a little bit of horror. We've got the Exorcist movie poster as a magnet, and I freaking love that. I love that image. It's iconic. It's amazing. It's unforgettable, really, when you see that frame of the movie, and so I'm really happy to have a magnet representing that frame on here, which I get to see every day in my living room. Here's just like a funny, stupid wordplay, cute magnet. The little taco says, sup? And the nacho says, it's not your business. Oh, you're so mean. And the little chips are cursing at him. Oh, you mean nachos, get out of here. Oh, meanie. All right, here we have a New Orleans staple. This is Hubig's pies. They're fried pies. And actually the factory burned down. There's a lot of talk, are they coming back? There have been pies made by other bakeries that have popped up, but people are kind of mad about it, and that sucks. But I think even a place I really like called Hadel's makes some. But yeah, everyone's very nostalgic here in New Orleans. It's kind of a big local thing. Hubig's pies, they were good, but I actually like the new pies that have been out better from other places. But I still, you know, it's iconic really if you are a local to have some kind of magnet representing Hubigs. And here we've got a Nashville magnet, and I have been to Nashville, Music City, and I just thought, why not pick up something that represents Nashville? In fact, like I said, I have a magnet from almost everywhere I've been. Here's a Dublin magnet. Speaking of places I've been to Dublin, Ireland. It was amazing. It was fantastic, and it was 5 years ago about. I wish I could go back, like right now. Here's something from The Princess Bride. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. I used to say this all the time growing up as a kid. I used to have like a fake sword and I would go around swinging it and saying that. I swear I'm not making this up. Here's an Aqua Teen Hunger Force patch, actually. It's Meatwad. I actually used to love this show, which it's kind of zany and weird and definitely not for kids, but I did watch it like in middle school or maybe a little older. But I loved Meatwad. I thought he was very cute. I loved the way he spoke, especially in the earlier seasons. They kind of changed his voice as time went on, but when he had the high-pitched voice, I really loved it. And I love how this says, instead of got milk, it says got meat, like Meatwad. Oh, Meatwad, look at him, little cutie. Anyway, I love him. Here is a kind of funny little Star Trek representation here. It's a sticker that I stuck on here with other magnets, but Starfleet's Earl Grey, like a T logo, kind of like Starbucks, but instead this is Earl Grey, and I just think that's kind of a fun little play on brands, but with Star Trek. Alright, so here we've got the Super Mario Super Show, which I actually did watch a lot of, and I have it on DVD actually. Quite ridiculous, quite corny, so of its time period. Here's a Double Dare. Speaking of Nickelodeon in the 90s, we've got Double Dare. And then we've got more Goonies with Sloth here. And more Nickelodeon, actually, with a Legends of the Hidden Temple magnet. Love that show. Here's another place I've been, New York. I went there for WrestleMania a few years ago. I didn't have the best time, I gotta say. It's one of my least favorite places that I visited. I know that sounds mean, but it's not my favorite. Here we've got a Stranger Things, right here, Run. And we've got Patty Mayonnaise from Doug. And we've got a remnant from my wrestling past, The Elite, which was a group I used to really like. They're still around in AEW, but I liked them long ago when their YouTube channel was like totally amateur hour. Good stuff. I still think they're great, but I just don't watch wrestling anymore. Speaking of the New York WrestleMania, this is the logo from the WrestleMania in New York, so that's that. And up here we've got more Nickelodeon and non-Nickelodeon too. Here's Bobby's World. Here we have got a Pete and Pete representation, which is so rare. I have nothing from Pete and Pete hardly, so this is from Pete and Pete. And then we've got Skeeter. Hey dog, honk honk. Anyway, whatever. Another place I've been, Arizona. This was just, you know, not the fanciest magnet, but I thought it represented the state, and so I said, let me get it. Alright, and you kind of saw a peek at this, but let me show you. It's one of my favorite magnets because it's so colorful, so bright. My Mighty Morphin Power Ranger magnet, and it's a nice shape. It's not just square or circular like almost everything else. I just like it a lot. So colorful, so 90s. Moving up here, we've got more horror represented. We've got Jason from Friday the 13th, and he's sad because it's Friday the 12th. So he's gonna have to wait a while longer for it to be Friday the 13th. So he's sad. I'm sure you guys have seen this before, but I love that it's a magnet. I had to have it. Alright, so here is a Seinfeld magnet again. The Jerk Store called, They're Running Out of You. And here we have another remnant of my wrestling fandom days. It's a Ring of Honor logo magnet, and I still like the promotion. I just don't watch any really promotions anymore, except for kind of vaguely in the background when I'm in the room. I don't really watch any wrestling, but yeah, Ring of Honor, if you guys like wrestling, support them. They're a great promotion. Or this is from a brewery. I can't even remember the name of the brewery, but look how cool that it's in the shape of a barrel. I just think that's awesome. I love this magnet. Here's Tommy from Rugrats, and he's all rusted. A baby's gotta do what a baby's gotta do, but this baby's rusty. No. This is a Summerfest Music Festival logo. I'm not too into music festivals. I'm not even that huge of a fan of music. Just some that I'm really into, but it's cool. I went there, so I said, might as well get some magnets. Here is one of the Beatles guitars. It's like a replica. I've got a bunch of these, actually, different guitars. Different Beatle guitars, I should say. So that's kind of cool. I like that it's not a normal magnet shape. This is from Wisconsin. It is from the Mars Cheese Castle. And yeah, you might be thinking, is there cheese there? Heck yeah, there's a lot of good cheese, tons of cheese. And of course I had to put this mouse next to two other famous mice. We've got Pinky and the Brain. Pinky and the Brain. Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. Anyway, that's enough of that. But yes, I like Pinky and the Brain. We got more old school stuff here. Ace Ventura, Jim Carrey. I'm a big fan of Ace Ventura. It's one of my favorite comedies. It's ridiculous. I have to say specifically Ace Ventura 2, When Nature Calls, is my favorite. I don't know. Don't get me started on it. I could quote the whole thing. I don't know why. I love it so much. Here we've got Crumb from Our Monsters, and he's rusty too. I'm so sad. These were perfect when I bought them. And I only bought them like a year and a half ago. Maybe 2. Alas. Here is... Oh, he's getting stuck. Come over here. And here is a Hufflepuff magnet. And I am a Hufflepuff, technically, even though I do have Gryffindor merch and Gryffindor magnets too, but yeah, I'm a Hufflepuff technically, although I have been categorized as a Gryffindor in the past as well. Here's another Seinfeld magnet, Festivus for the rest of us. Here is another New Orleans themed magnet. There's a place in the French Quarter called Pat O'Brien's, and they have a famous drink called the Hurricane. It's like a cocktail, and it is fruity, and it is delicious, and I actually had my first one, even though I've lived here my whole life. I've had my first one a few years ago. And yeah, I can say you gotta be careful because it can get you crunk. You gotta be very careful. But yeah, it was pretty delicious. Here, let's look at some more circular magnets. We've got my official intern, Team Zissou. This is from The Life Aquatic with Team Zissou. As you guys have probably heard me say a billion times, I love Bill Murray. And this movie, Bill Murray's in it. And also, it's kind of vaguely spoofing stuff about Jacques Cousteau, and I love Jacques Cousteau, who's a famous oceanographer, so everything about that movie appeals to me. The whole Jacques Cousteau feel, the idea that Bill Murray's in it, there's tons of David Bowie songs, but in Portuguese in it, it's flippin' incredible. Here's Pork Chop! Pork Chop! He's not rusty, yay! Alright, we've got a Star Wars magnet. May the Force be with you. I do really like Star Wars and Star Trek, The Next Generation, so I like both, but I gotta say, I guess I like TNG a little better. Here's an All That logo. All that, this is all that. Let's look over more TNG. We've got Worf, and I love how it's like him cut out. Don't mess with me. I am not a merry man. That's not from that episode, though. He was dressed as flippin' a Robin Hood dude in that episode where he says, I must protest. I am not a merry man. This one's wonderful. It's from San Antonio. I liked how it was like a taco. And obviously they're known for really good, awesome, like Tex-Mex. And I definitely had Tex-Mex when I visited there. And here we've got another Are You Afraid of the Dark button magnet. Very, very awesome. And I didn't show you this. It is a Guinness magnet from when I went to the Guinness factory, yes, in Ireland. Wonderful place. And I got to sip a Guinness on the roof. And more Goonies with a Truffle Shuffle chunk flippin' magnet. And here we've got a Camp Anawana magnet. That's, of course, from Salute Your Shorts. And a nice old school, let's take a look, it's kind of crooked, it bothers me. A nice old school Scooby-Doo. I like the yellowy colors. 90s Nick over there. Here's a Dallas, because I've been to Dallas, Texas. Little magnet. Cowboy hat, kind of standard, I guess. I don't know. Powerpuff Girls. Los Angeles, been there too. This one is from Liverpool, have been there, yes. I had to go to the Cavern Club. I'm a Beatles fan, of course. You had to go there. And I also went to London as well, not just Liverpool. Here is a Universal Studios from Florida magnet. I have been there. One of my favorite places. Halloween Horror Nights. Only been once. I'd love to go again. Here's a whole bunch of New Orleans stuff. You could see the beer I talked about in my book haul. The brand is over here. It was called Dixie Beer. Now it's called Faubourg. There's old grocery stores on here. Old convenience stores. Old department stores. Here we have a New Orleans icon down here in the bottom. See a little snowman looking dude? MB, Maison Blanche. MB mascot was Mr. Bingle. Good to see him there. He's kind of like Santa's helper type of guy. K&B, famous convenience store here. People are very nostalgic here for old things that have gone away. This is a Shining magnet. Come play with us, Danny. We got Ferris Bueller. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. All right, and here we have a CD slip from one of my friend's bands, Angry Banana. It was a ska band. It was a local New Orleans ska band, but they did tour around the country. My friend Teresa played guitar, and I'm actually thanked in the flippin' notes because I used to dress up as a banana and go and skank at their shows. Skanking is a dance, guys. It's nothing bad. If you don't like ska music, you might not know. It's nothing bad. It's just how you dance. It's like kind of like running in place. That's how you dance to ska music. And I'm a big ska music fan, and I have been since high school. And it started with local bands, really. Angry Banana and a band called Father Than Albert. But yeah, I'm on both of their CD slips. So I guess it's not very humble that I have this up here, but I don't know. Good memories is all. Alright, here we've got a nice Rugrats logo. Of course, Dill's on there. I'm not a big fan of Dill. I kind of like early Rugrats, first 3 seasons, but you guys have heard me complain about that. Here we've got Dee Dee and Dexter from Dexter's Lab at the bottom. They're rusty. Sad. Here is a magnet I'm very excited to show you guys. I made it into a magnet. It is I used to have like a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game, and this is one of the cards from the actual game. So I have all the cards somewhere. But back when I knew where they were, I made a few into magnets. And as I do more of these tours, because I'm only doing one panel, there's more on other panels. But yeah, let's take a look at this. It's one of the ridiculous monsters. It's like a crab guy. Oh, sea urchin, dude. I can't remember that monster. Here is a quote from Groucho Marx. Of course, that's Groucho Marx of the Marx Brothers. I'm a big fan of Marx Brothers movies. Those are old school black and white movies. It says, outside of a dog, a book is man's best friend. Inside of a dog, it's too dark to read. He always had funny little sayings and wordplay, and he was amazing. And here's another thing from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. On the moon, nerds get their pants pulled down and they are spanked with moon rocks. Anyway, that's from the Moonanite episode, and that's one of my favorite episodes. There's more than one episode with the Moonanites, but yeah, I love the Moonanites. They're ridiculous. Here we've got a Florida magnet, and this is probably the state I've been to the most because even before I started traveling as an adult in the past few years, I've traveled a lot, but as a kid, my parents actually took me to Florida like twice a year. We would go to, you know, this part of it. We'd go to Pensacola area. It's really called Perdido Key. It's right near Pensacola, and we'd go there twice a year, and it was a lot of fun. Here we've got Pinhead, and of course this is from Hellraiser. Pinhead's probably one of my favorite movie monsters, and Hellraiser is my #1 favorite horror movie. So second would be The Exorcist, but yeah, Hellraiser's up there. And then of course third, Halloween. I like a lot of horror movies. It's hard to rank them. Here's something else from the Cavern Club, and it kind of fell and broke. I'm sad about that, but actually from the Cavern Club. Something from Ireland, again, I showed you a few other things. This one's from the Jameson Distillery, and Jameson's, of course, is a whiskey, and it was cool to visit there. I learned I could actually drink whiskey and like it when I visited there. Here is a SpongeBob flippin' magnet, and Universal Studios, another one representing Universal Studios, Florida, which I love. I really do enjoy their park. I kind of like it even more than Disney, but Disney's fun too. I think that is everything, guys. Sorry it was so long, but I just wanted to give you a close-up of every single thing. Alright guys, that's it. That was my tour, my first magnet tour that I've done in a very long time, and it was one of the biggest panels. I hope you liked it, and I know I really love to share stuff with you guys. It really makes things more exciting, and it brings me joy to just share things and hear about what you think of the things I've shown you. So what did you guys think of the magnets? Which one was your favorite? And I can't wait to show you more because like I showed you in the beginning with all the B-roll, I've got tons of magnets to show you. So, till next time, that's it for me though. I'll be back with more book stuff later, and hopefully you'll come back and stick with me. Thanks, guys. Keep on killing it.